Fighting Illini, bidding for one of the top seeds in the country. Somebody's going to have to help them a little bit, but they can help themselves mightily today with a win here at Michigan, a place where you don't win very often because Michigan is so very tough to beat on their home court. Now, Indiana was defeated earlier today by Iowa, though Bob Knight did not start any of his regular starters in that ball game. But Indiana is your Big Ten champion. There are some people who offer up the argument that if Illinois could win today, then they might even move past Indiana into a top seed, but I don't think that's very likely because the conference champion of the Big Ten is too important, and they've got the Hoosier Dome to sell out. David Robinson is our color commentator today and our analyst, a former Navy All-American, College Player of the Year, Olympian, soon to be San Antonio Spur. Now we've saddled him up and put him in a new job. David, these two teams are finishing their regular season on a roll. They're in high gear.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think they're using this game as a tune-up for the NCAA tournament. These two teams have been playing so well in the last few games that, they're going to be fired up.
Getting Kendall Gill back proved to be a shot in the arm the other night for the Illini against Iowa.
Oh, yeah, Kendall Gill, I think, opens up so many things for Illinois. He's just a key player for them. He makes all the other players better.
He will not, however, start today. For Michigan, it's the home season finale. That's always an emotional time. It is a team that's been over 100 points 9 times, and Glenn Rice is the man.
Well, this team has so many offensive threats, but all the players on Michigan know that Glenn Rice is the #1 guy to go to, and, all the other guys are playing roles, and you're going to get the ball to him.
Emotion very much a part of this afternoon at Chrysler Arena between the Fighting Illini and the Wolverines.
Richard, let's make a deal. You loan me your new Cutlass Supreme and I'll fill her up. Dad Olds gave me a year's supply of gasoline. Marilyn, $50 to use your new Tornado.
I got $1,500 back from Olds.
Sharon, need help financing your Cutlass Calais?
I got 4.9 financing. Sorry.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile.
Hey, kid.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal on a new generation Oldsmobile.
Jeep Racing Team, the winningest team in off-road racing, goes nowhere without Craftsman tools. From their durable precision power tools to hand tools that are guaranteed forever. So, make sure it's a Craftsman, because you don't want to get stuck with anything else.
There's a motor oil that talks about quality. Always has, always will. Well, Valvoline makes the highest quality motor oil recommended by any automobile manufacturer. Oh yeah, unlike the competition, Valvoline also makes the motor oil used by 7 out of 10 Indy 500 crew chiefs. That's 7 out of 10 crew chiefs every year for the last 10 years. People who know use Valvoline.
There are some parts of our Burger King.
From Howard, Grundy has not attempted a shot in the second half following the 8 for 8 in that first half. Now Grundy able to lose his man, make it 9 for 9 and an 11-point DePaul lead.
Windowscaping.
To get behind in, we must stay in the game at all times and try to wear them down some.
Charlie, good luck to you. Thank you so much for the visit.
Thank you, Art.
Charlie Strasburger, the head coach at Prairie Central. What a year he's had. Here's another fellow who's had a banner year, Brad Weathers, the coach at Carlisle. Brad, this is a situation everybody liked to be in this particular date in March, isn't it?
Well, I think so. I think about any team in the state would like to be here right now.
Charlie just told us that he definitely doesn't want to get in a half-court game with you. I don't suppose that's any great surprise.
Well, I don't believe so. His strengths lie in his perimeter shooting, I believe, and we've got maybe a little bit bigger people inside. And I don't think that he wants to play half court. I'd see him wanting to maybe keep it up tempo or maybe slow it down, but nothing in between.
The three-point shot is a tremendous factor in this tournament, isn't it?
Well, I think so.
The record of 24-6. Glenn Rice, Terry Mills, Loy Vaught, Mike Griffin, and Romeo Robinson. Michigan is the bigger team along the front line. Here, as we noted earlier, Michigan's very difficult to handle on this court. 9 seasons under Bill Frieder. That's their record over the last 6 years when they have won 2 Big Ten titles and been in the national picture consistently. They're 94-9, and that's pretty tough. Against Lou Henson, however, Bill Frieder is not quite so successful. You can see Lou's career record at Illinois in 14 seasons. He was at Hardin-Simmons and New Mexico State prior to that time, and he is 11-6 against Bill Frieder's basketball team. Illinois is a team that is not big, but they play big. Everybody stands around 6'6", 6'7", and they get after you because they're big, bulky, quick people.
Yeah, they definitely have some horses in there. They're going to get inside, and they're going to fight for those boards.
The officials for the ball game, Phil Bova, Sid Rodeheffer, and Eric Harmon, and the Illini control the opening tip. That is Stephen Bardo. I think Kendall Gill, when he's in the lineup, makes Stephen a much better basketball player.
Oh, yeah, right now,
he
takes on a lot of responsibility when Kendall Gill's not in the game. You know, he has to handle the offense and run the club and be a good shooter.
Kenny Battle was short with a shot inside. They didn't have any trouble getting it inside. I think you'll see man all day today. Rumeal Robinson saves that. And out of the corner, Terry Mills doesn't hit it. Battle goes to the floor with it. Marcus Liberty picks it up. The ball is loose, and it is out of bounds.
I really don't think that's where they want to see Terry Mills taking that shot. You know, he's a big man, and they got to get him inside. They really got to get him inside.
As Bill Frieder. 88-58. North Carolina winning over Maryland. Bob Wade, incidentally, who collapsed yesterday, the Maryland coach after the game. Their upset win over NC State. Dehydration, no heart attack. Rumeal Robinson with a steal. Bardo can't do anything about it. And Michigan gets the early lead, and the crowd is into the game early.
They're definitely not going to stop him going to the basket one-on-one. That's a strong kid, and he's got some legs on him, too.
Nick Anderson, who's been quite the star over the last half a dozen ball games, working the baseline. 5-second call. 5-second call. Bill Frieder was right over the shoulder of the official, and I think did a little coaching and got the call.
Yeah, here we see Rumeal Robinson go for this ball. And, you know, he's definitely known for his leaping ability and his power. You know, Stephen Bardo's a good defensive player, but he's not going to stop him going one-on-one.
Michigan leading 2-0. The crowd really up for it. The season finale. Mike Griffin handles it in front, starting at a guard position with Robinson. Robinson effectively the point man for the Wolverines and takes it in. Loses the ball. But comes back with it. Oh, count it, and a foul.
You know, it's important for Michigan today, I think, to get off to a real good start because this crowd, I think, is going to play an important factor. If they can get them started and get them going, Michigan's going to be high on the emotion.
The bad news of it for Lou Henson and the Illini, the foul was called on Nick Anderson.
Yeah, he's definitely a key player for them.
Illinois last week against Indiana in that remarkable win over at Bloomington started quite slowly, played quite badly, as a matter of fact, for about, I'd say 25, 27 minutes. And then P.J. Bowman came into the game and Lifter Kendall, and they went on to that great victory. Bardo drives it. Can't get it. Rebound, Hamilton.
Hey, that's where Illinois is going to be strong today. I'm telling you, they go to the boards real well, and I think they're going to be real strong on the inside guys of Michigan. They're going to have to play.
Wolverines lead it 5-2 as the Illini get on the board. It's off Loy Vaughton out of bounds, and Illinois will have the ball. Syracuse beat Seton Hall today, and Louisville squeaked by Memphis State by 1. Oklahoma struggling with Iowa State. This is Marcus Liberty, and foul. Anderson inside. Glenn Rice will get nailed with it. So Oklahoma squeezed out another one. They had to go double overtime to get past Colorado yesterday, and they just barely get by Iowa State today. And Florida, the regular season champion in the SEC, beating Tennessee on the Vols' home court. Liberty travel.
It's interesting. You see Liberty starting today. He's a young guy. He's got a lot of ability, and he's definitely going to play a big role in this Illinois team in the future.
The Illini people wanted a foul, but they got their feet tangled up. Mike Griffin was the man checking, and Lou wants to know how come you don't call tripping. But they don't. It's in the books. And Michigan comes to the attack, leading 5-2 at 17:20 to go in the first half. Mills is outside. There's Vaught, one of the best shooters in the country, and he misses the first one. The rebound goes to Nick Anderson.
Usually Lloyd Vaught takes he has a real good shot selection. That's why he's shooting 70% from the floor.
Battle forces one, doesn't get it. Rebound, Hamilton, his second basket.
Yeah, that's a strong move. As a big man, you know, I love to see that stuff. I love to see him go the whole strong like that.
Lowell, you could see his confidence level pick up for him in the Iowa game the other night at home. That's Robinson.
Got to get a hand on that shooter.
7-4. Well, Ramil's been playing all season with a bad thumb, and he's got all 7 Michigan points right now. Liberty.
That's what we want to see him do. You know, he's younger, like I said before, and he needs his confidence built up. I mean, if he starts strong early, he's going to be big in this game. He's been playing real well lately.
Illini pressing all the way. Ramil Robinson dumps it to Rice. In and out. Rebound inside. Ripardo. Can't get it. Mills the rebound. Illinois steals it on a lazy pass. Liberty.
There they are on the boards again.
Yep.
I'm telling you, those Illinois boys are strong, and they get in there. They're not a lot of size, but they move their bodies out of there, and they play tough inside. And, Michigan's going to have to get a lot tougher inside.
The Illini go to the lead for the first time today, 8-7. And it comes at 15:50 to go in the first half. Mike Griffin left alone, pops it.
You know, we talked to the Michigan coach yesterday, and he said that Griffin plays a role for them. You know, he's been starting. He's only averaging about 2.7 points a game, but he can shoot it. And if they leave him alone, that's what he's going to do.
Kenny Battle inside on the whistle as Griffin goes down, and this time the foul goes on Mike. There's your Indiana-Iowa score, 87-70, and Bob Knight did not dress Jay Edwards and Todd Jadlow and did not start any of his original starting 5. He's resting his people for the tournament. Timeout. 15 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the first half, and Michigan leads Illinois by a score of 9-8.
Sorry, Alex. You know the rules, buddy. Let me have a Stroh's, Pat. About my monthly tab. Seems really high.
No, that's right.
Looks high to me.
Maybe you shouldn't let your buddy use it.
My buddy.
Brown hair, wears it long.
Is he short?
Yeah. Talks funny, too.
Wolf?
Says that a lot.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Eats the peanuts right out of the bowl, too.
My father drove a Starship, so it's only natural I'd fly around in something space-age. My new Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, totally redesigned for the future. Powered by fuel-injected V6, monitored by an onboard computer. I guess some things were just meant for the next generation. This is your father's Oldsmobile. Ready, Dad?
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
Steady as she goes.
This is the new generation.
Let's make a deal. Choose low financing rate, cash back, or gas credit on any new Olds. See your dealer today.
I'm going to give you 2 good reasons to look for the Kodak Color Watch seal. Dimples, yes. A great shot at dimples deserves great developing. The Kodak Color Watch system, you're going to thank me for...
6 can out-accelerate a full...
Show Peters and Michael 6'7" and 6'8".
That's today. This technology align your car right. You see, we're serious about safety. Hey, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
All right, here we see the Illinois guys going to the boards. You got Nick Anderson and Kenny Battle in there. They're real strong. They're horses, and they're going to come to the boards consistently. You see them going up real strong there, but Michigan's going to have to get a lot tougher inside. They've got the size. They've got Big Terry Mills in there, Glenn Rice in there, and Lloyd Vaught. They've got to keep these guys off the boards.
It is 9-8 Michigan. Illinois puts it in. Hamilton. Smith is into the ball game. Larry Smith, and Marcus Liberty sits down. Bardo will put it up and hit a 2. And the Illini go back to the lead by 1, 10-9. Griffin under pressure, getting heat from Anderson, lobs it ahead to Mills. Mills goes to the paint, dumps it off to Vaught, and Vaught hits his second shot. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, he's developed into a real nice shooter this year. He takes good shots, but he can hit that wide open shot, and they can't give that to him.
Battle got loose. It was a little bit of a soft pass inside, but he ate it up.
I like Kenny Battle. He goes to the hole strong every time. He just excites me when he plays.
He's aptly named, didn't he?
Oh, definitely. He's a worker. Him and Nick Anderson, they're made out of the same prototype.
Fool you, too. That Anderson weighs about 215, 16 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Both of them are solid players. Real strong. I'd say probably the best combination of rebounders, small rebounders in the country.
Robinson with a good fake. His shot is short. Gets it back on a very long rebound and takes it inside to Glenn Rice.
As a man, they want to see him shoot the ball 20 times a game because he's the one who's leading this team. They all know he's the man to go to.
Lowell Hamilton from the corner won't go down, and Mills pops it out to Robinson, and the Wolverines run it. Roy Vaught.
There he is. He's not going to miss one of those little 5-footers.
Irvin Small is off the bench to come in for Illinois.
I think this is good for Michigan. They needed to get off to a real good start and get this crowd into it. They, if they get off to a start and the crowd gets in, they don't, they won't get in trouble.
That's not the shot they want. Lowell Hamilton casting off from outside, and Ramil Robinson is bumped, steps on the line, and turns it over to the Illini.
This is a tough play right here. The ref's in a tough position right there. Doesn't really want to call a foul, but I think you've got to in that situation.
Pass it on the baseline. And Battle can't handle it. And it's out of bounds in Michigan.
Michigan's a little bit smaller and they're quicker. They're gonna press him. Michigan's gonna have to handle this defense. They're gonna have to look up court and try and beat it down court like Illinois is so good at. Illinois runs on the press real well.
Inside Rice. Got it.
There he is.
5-point lead now, Michigan. David, Ramil Robinson, if he has to handle the ball that hard and that much, going to get tired, too.
Oh, yeah, they count on him for a lot of the point production, too. So, he's not only got to get the ball to the right people, but then he's got to make his shots, too. So he may get worn down near the end of the game if they press him like that.
Smith is short off the front iron. Ball is rattling around and picked up by Nick Anderson. Right now, Michigan's on a 10-2 run. Bardo gives it away. The shot is up, and good battle. He's fouled.
There's a strong move on the baseline there. That was a nice dish by Bardo.
Liberty waiting. Kendall Gill has not made an appearance as yet. Mills getting the foul. He has one. No one has more than one, and Illinois, only Anderson has a foul.
With Liberty coming in, I think Liberty's going to be just a real tough player. I've seen his confidence grow in the last half of the season, especially, and he's shown me a great deal.
Off Illinois, Michigan's ball. Small couldn't get a handle on it. Sean Higgins in now, along with Hughes for Michigan. Hughes handling the ball quite well for a big man. Charge. Called on Vaught. Got his shoulder into Small. Small took the fall and Vaught the foul.
I don't know. This is kind of another one of those calls that it's kind of tough calls. This is the Big Ten. I guess the crowd's saying, "Let him play. Let him play."
Ooh, pretty good screens.
They've got to talk on defense. The guards hate it. I knew that from the Olympics. Guards hate it when you let them get killed out of half court. You got to talk to them, let them know what's happening.
The Illini throw it away. They expected a cut on the baseline and didn't get it. Hughes, big man, backcourt helping bring it up. Turnovers now. The Illini 5, Michigan 4 at 12:10 to play in the first half. Robinson can't get it. Rebound is outside once again for Romeo. So he gets a second long rebound, gets a second shot, missed it. Ball is loose, finally picked up by Small. Just inside 12 minutes to go in the first half. Battle.
He's a big man in there, but he's maybe taken, what, 12 three-point shots all season, but he's shooting 58% from the three-point line. So I guess the coach doesn't really cringe when he sees him shoot, but he doesn't do that too often.
That ties the score at 17. That three-point effort misses, and the Illini bring it up. Battle, head fake, takes it down the line, rolls off.
Look at that. That's just hustle. That's what he's known for, though. Everyone here, everyone in this league respects him for that. He's constantly moving, constantly hustling.
Pops it up, short off the front iron. Tip one time by Liberty.
There they are.
On the line, turn it over. Illinois' ball.
Back on the boards again.
Timeout, 11:08 to play first half, and we're all even at 17.
You wouldn't believe the stuff my dad had to do to get his hands on his dream machine. You name it, he'd do it. Here's my dream machine, the new Cutlass Supreme. And all I had to do to get one was go to my Olds dealer.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile.
Ignition.
This is the new generation. Wow!
Let's make a deal. Choose low financing rate, cash back, or gas credit on any new Olds. See your dealer today.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence, become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Quaker State engines don't know when to quit.
Quaker State engines run strong and run long because Quaker State exceeds every single car maker's U.S. requirements for maximum engine protection. The big Q stands for quality.
Come cruising with Quaker State and you could win this 57 Vet. Buy a case of Quaker State and send for a free cruising cassette. Rock, soul, country, or California sounds. And maybe win this vintage Vet. The road goes on forever when you're cruising with Quaker State quality.
The conference crown is the prize. The SEC's best shoot it out for the championship. Live tomorrow on ABC's College Basketball.
Yes, they do have blocking backs in the Big Ten.
Here we see Ramil Robinson getting screened off here, and that's the defensive man who's guarding the screener there, who has to talk to him and let him know he's getting screened. Regardless, you get killed, blindsided, and you don't want that to happen to your teammates.
Kendall Gill checks into the lineup now. Lowell Hamilton has been out for a rest. He's getting up to come back too. So Gill makes his first appearance. Liberty handling the ball, takes it up. It's short, and Loy Vaught rebounds it for Michigan. 17-17 tie at 10:55 to go in the first half. Ball knocked away from Griffin by Gill, and then Kendall took a shot in the nose. Took Griffin in the fight for the ball. A lot of banging inside.
Definitely, it's real physical in there.
Almost stolen and knocked out of bounds. It's Illinois' ball.
I don't know what kind of call that was.
Small leaves Hamilton back.
It's like somebody slapped it out of his hand there. Here we're going to take a look at it. They're trying to get it into Rice. And looks like Kenny Battle snuck in there and slapped it away. But Illinois got the ball.
Larry Smith is at guard now with Gill. Gill pops it up. He's on the line, so it's only two.
That's where he's so strong right there. He can hit that three-pointer. He makes things happen for this team. You know, you got all the other players who it opens things up entirely for him. Stephen Bartle, I think, is a much better player when Kendall Gill's in the game.
Griffin handling the ball outside. Hughes inside. Griffith feeds it to Hughes. Short. Gets it back. Puts it in.
That's just good hard hustle there. You got to stay after that ball and And you know, the Michigan coach Frieder's got to like that.
Glenn Rice been pretty quiet of late. Terry Mills has hardly been heard from at all. Liberty with a good move, misses the shot. Up it goes once, twice. This is the third effort battle.
If you give these guys 3 shots at it, I guarantee you they're going to put it in. And then they don't hustle back on defense.
21-19, Illinois. And Michigan will keep the ball. Terry Mills comes back, and Loy Vaughton will get a rest. You worked against Mills, David, in the Olympic camp.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. I think you know, Michigan's got to use him more inside. You don't use him to post up and score as much. Ooh.
Oh my, Illinois had it, lost it, Michigan had it, lost it, and then finally Michigan gets it back, and Lowell Hamilton gets his second foul on the slam dunk by Hughes.
That's a real strong
foul.
move. Hughes I played against Hughes a couple years ago. He's just a big man. He's strong, and you know, he's real solid in there. He goes to the hole real strong. Right here, you see him dunking. I think that's the kind of thing you got to see. We got to see more of in Terry Mills if you like Michigan.
Anderson's coming back for Illinois. Vaught leaves, and Sean Higgins in for Michigan. Rebound Hamilton on the miss. 21-21 ball game. In the corner, Gill drives the baseline, broke free completely.
No help at all on the defense.
6 points now for Kendall. They steal it from Hughes.
Kenny Battle's in there again. This man is a player. If you come to work not ready to do work, then he's going to take advantage of you.
Gill for 3. Out of the corner. He got lost over there in the corner. Nobody near it.
Wondered why he didn't start today. I guess it's because Liberty need to get a little confidence, get some time in there, but Gill is just so tough.
26-21, Illinois. 8.5 minutes to go first half. Robinson scored the first 7 points for Michigan, and Higgins, looking before he caught it, drops it out of bounds. You don't think Gill is quick? Look at this.
He goes right by him, but then there's no help on the defense. Everybody just stands there and watches. You know, you got to be alert and where the ball is if you're going to play a good man-to-man defense.
Larry Smith walks it up. Lob, Hamilton missed it. Michigan ball.
Oh, it looks like Nick Anderson's a little shaken up down there.
Extricating him from among the spectators and the chairs. Is he all right? Well, they let him put it in play while Nick Anderson's still trying to figure out if he's all in one piece.
Goes out there, and he was still standing out there when they took off and ran down the court. And Nick was conveying it to the ref, wondering if he was going to give him a little time to recover. He's a little upset there at the ref. A little surprised they let him take it in.
2 shots.
Robinson scored the first 7 and finally breaks his drought. Exactly 8 minutes to play in the first half. 26-22 for the Illini. Hughes had it, loses it to Larry Smith.
Tell you what, these Illinois players just never stop. A great hustle. Always going after the ball. Look at that.
Hamilton tips it in, having missed the first one.
I think they're just out hustling him right now.
Illinois on a 7-1 run and leading by 6.
Tough defense.
That's a forced shot that doesn't pay off. Baseline, gets it back, throws it in.
Everything's going their way right now. I think he just fumbled it trying to pass it off, and it bounced right back into his hands.
8-point lead. Illinois, terrible shot. Barely caught the glass. Now Gill handles it out in front and leaves it for Smith. Liberty, Rainbow won't go. Rebound Anderson. Out in front. Smith will set it up for Liberty's soft little drop.
I'll tell you what, Michigan definitely needs to do something a little different right now.
The Fighting Illini have jumped out to a 10-point lead at 6:55 to go in the first half. Liberty couldn't slam it. He just dropped it through gently.
Jeep Racing Team, the winningest team in off-road racing, goes nowhere without Craftsman tools. From their durable precision power tools to hand tools that are guaranteed forever. So, make sure it's a Craftsman, because you don't want to get stuck with anything else.
Ma'am, so what do you think of Wendy's new chicken parmesan sandwich?
Autentico, la mia ricetta.
Mama says it tastes like hers, too much like hers.
Chi ha rubato la mia ricetta?
No, Mama, nobody stole your recipe.
No, era mia sorella Antonetta.
I wasn't your sister Antonetta.
Try Wendy's delicious new chicken parmesan sandwich. A whole chicken breast fillet, real mozzarella, and a rich tomato sauce. It's at Wendy's now, but only for a limited time.
She didn't sell your recipe to nobody, Mama.
Wendy's new chicken parmesan sandwich.
Will crown the best in the West. The Big 8 champ will emerge from the rest. Conference title games, winners take all tomorrow on ABC's College Basketball.
Michigan looking for a 5th straight NCAA bid. Illinois looking for their 7th straight NCAA bid. A 10-point lead for the Illini at 6:55 to go first half.
Well, Michigan's letting things slide away a little bit here. They need to regroup. Right now, I think the key right now is that Michigan just hasn't gotten it inside. No points in the paint. Here we see Illinois with 20. Their big guys working hard on the offensive boards, especially, and they're just scoring. Michigan's a little rattled, and they haven't gotten Rice the ball quite as much as they'd like to.
3 times they have scored baskets on 3rd offensive rebounds inside as Ramil Robinson pops a 3-pointer and cuts the lead to 7. 10 points for Robinson. Liberty out in front with Bardo. Gill stays in. They go inside to Hamilton, and Lowell gets that close. He'll make it 99% of the time.
Definitely can't give up an easy basket like that.
Nobody there. Rice outside is short. Hamilton a rebound. Liberty.
I think that's what they want to see, though. They want to see Rice take that shot. I mean, that's his shot, but they've got to have someone on the boards.
Liberty's coming out of the ball game too. Lou Henson just jumped straight up in the air because they had him set. I mean, they had him set up for a 4-on-2.
Oh, definitely.
Blew it away.
But then they've got to get Big Terry Mills and Big Loy Vaught on the boards. I mean, you know, that's Glenn Rice's shot. He shoots that shot.
Ball tipped away from Vaught. Loy, however, got a hand on it and knocked it out of bounds. Pittsburgh's beaten a lot of big teams this year, haven't they?
Yeah, they're struggling right now against Georgetown, though.
Duke off to an early lead. Ball is lost by Anderson. Nick's been pretty quiet so far today. Vaught gives it up to Rice. He loses out of bounds. It'll remain Michigan's ball as the Illini slapped it away.
I think Michigan just seems a little out of sync. They just need to settle down and get their man the ball. Get it inside either to Vaught, because they like to see Vaught shoot because he's a pretty good shooter. And then get on the boards. There we go. That's an easy shot. He's got to have that. See, they're just a little bit out of sync right now. They can't let things get out of hand, though.
Gill finds the crease, shoots it, score it. Oh, they're going to wave it off.
Oh, I think that should have been counted. That definitely was. That was a good, strong move to the basket. Just a real good defensive play. Now here you see Kendall going to the basket, and the man just got in there and got position.
He was in the air.
Looked like he got rid of it.
The question is whether or not he'd released it. That's his second personal.
That's a tough call to take away from the man.
Illinois pressing. Battle back there. Robinson gets past him, throws the ball across court, and Bardo comes away with it. Over it goes to Battle. He'll take it in there. Missed it.
Got to get that board. Push it out. Push it out.
Ramil Robinson trying to hit Mills, and it's picked off by Battle.
They're just not playing smart at all. They haven't gotten a good shot off in a while.
Hamilton. I don't believe Michigan's going to beat Illinois playing at this pell-mell pace.
No, they definitely aren't. They need to make a lot smarter decisions on the break, and when they set it up, like right now, they need to take advantage of their size.
Knocked out by Anderson. Hamilton has 10 points in the ball game to lead Illinois. Robinson has 10 points to Ramil Robinson to lead Michigan. Kendall Gill sits down. Larry Smith comes back. And Demetrius Caleb is in at a point position now for Michigan, giving Ramil Robinson a breather. He's been working pretty hard. Mike Griffin just flat lost the ball.
Yeah, he just lost it, and then a kind of a silly foul there coming down the court.
Got tangled up, and he's called for tripping. Vanderbilt and Alabama. A lot of people think one of those two could win at SEC. But Florida's already put a win in the bank, and they were the regular season champions. You'll see the SEC championship tomorrow here on ABC Sports. Nick Anderson. Bardo and Smith. There goes Bardo. And a whistle. And a foul.
Looked like Mills got up there a little bit. Maybe got him a little bit with the body, but that was nice. Good drive here by Bardo. He saw it. Terry Mills saw it, came over and wanted to help, but he could have either gotten his body in the way or, I don't know. That's a tough play. He's got to see that a little bit earlier, come over and help.
Second foul on Mills. 36-25. Lead growing for Illinois. Biggest previously was 10, now 11. As Bardo misses the first one. I'll tell you, if Illinois finishes with a win here today, David, having beaten Indiana at Bloomington, won over Iowa at home, and then come up here to Ann Arbor and win, that is a strong finish.
That is definitely a strong finish. Like I said, they're playing just fantastic right now. They're getting tuned up for the NCAA tournament. I think their players are going to be real ready, and I think they're going to play well.
Caleb loses control. Demetrius trying to make something happen with his quickness, and he's called for traveling.
I think even with the lack of size that they have, I don't think there are many teams that have real solid big inside players that are going to really be able to hurt them. They're so quick, and they're, like I said, the big inside guys are strong enough to get in there and rebound anyway. Caleb is so quick.
Yeah, isn't he quick?
Oh, he's quick, and he gets up off the ground, too, so he's an exciting little player. They like him here at Michigan.
Smith finds a hole.
23, Larry Smith.
They come at you from 5 directions.
Oh, yeah. Both of these teams just are full of scores. Everyone on the floor can put it in the basket, so it's tough. You've got to play good defense all around. Can't leave anyone open.
39-25, Illinois. 18-4 run now as Higgins hits out of the corner for Michigan.
John Higgins just a pure scorer. He's all
Battle loses the handle. Kenny had to go too high on a long lob. He's lucky he didn't bang his head against the bottom of the backboard. He was up so high. 3:13 to go first half.
You've been hearing a lot of news recently about the importance of including whole grain in your diet.
On tour last year, one of the more remarkable.
Let's take a look at Mourning versus Ewing strictly from a basketball standpoint. There they are. Per game, points pretty even. Rebounds, blocks. One thing you can't...
Better get your whole grain.
You better eat your Wheaties.
For more than 80 years, people have come home to homes with Andersen windows. Come home. And while times have changed, our commitment to quality and to the home has not. Which is why today, more people come home to Andersen windows than any other.
Come home to quality. Come home to Andersen.
Richard, let's make a deal. You loan me your new Cutlass Supreme and I'll fill her up. Dad Olds gave me a year's supply of gasoline. Marilyn, $50 to use your new Tornado.
I got $1,500 back from Olds.
Sharon, need help financing your Cutlass Calais?
I got 4.9 financing. Sorry.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile.
Hey, kid.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal on a new generation Oldsmobile.
Illinois, the only Big Ten team to beat Indiana this season, and they did it twice, is winning on all counts right now. 39-27 on the scoreboard and 14-9 on the backboards.
Well, you're just not seeing the Michigan team that's been playing, all year. This team, they go to Rice. Rice is their man. Right now, Rice has 4 points, 0 rebounds. He hasn't gotten involved in it.
Hamilton, on the other hand, has stepped out of the shadows for Illinois to total 10 points and 7 rebounds.
He's just about had a game already. But I think the key here is just the front court scoring. I mean, you've got Illinois with 25 points up in the front court, and Michigan only has 12. The backcourt scoring is pretty even, but Michigan's just got to look inside. They've got to get it in and start opening up something for their shooters.
Bill Frieder shuffling combinations of people now. He's got Vaught in there with Rumeal Robinson coming back. Sean Higgins. He's got Hughes in. And Glenn Rice. Robinson for 3. Nice.
I think Robinson's the only one who's really been keeping it close with those threes. He's been shooting real well outside today, but they got to get somebody else into it.
Hamilton at the baseline against Hughes. Higgins has a rebound. Robinson puts it up. No good.
Good rebound by Rice.
Won't go.
Another good rebound by Vaught.
Loy Vaught, foul. Count it.
They like to see that here. The crowds, they want to get pumped up. They want to see him win this game. So trying to get him started. But Illinois did a good job of taking the crowd out of the game a little earlier. And we'll see if they quiet him down right now.
Got that lead down from 12 to 7 quickly. Hamilton getting his second foul. Michigan's on a 7-0 run. Back in Irvin Small for Illinois. Mark Hughes has gotten active on the backboard at both ends of the court here in the last minute.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a body, and he's got to get the people out of there. He's got to help them on the board. I think he's done a good job so far.
Battle to Anderson. Out in front, Pardo. Won't go. Rebound battle.
That's a nice rebound over the top. Real nice rebound. They've got to get him out of there. But their interior defense looked a little bit better on that play. They didn't just let the man drive by and didn't let him post up inside too easy.
Rice has room.
That's definitely what they have to have more of. He's only shot 4 or 5 times so far, and he's got to have at least 9 or 10 shots by now.
Robinson really getting on Larry Smith defensively, and they let him go at it. Battle. He worked his way inside, but can't get it, and Loy Vaught comes down with it.
Much better interior defense now by Michigan. They've gotten a little fired up. Coach Frieder must have had a little talk with him.
Loy Vaught missed it. Anderson has a strong rebound. Pardo won't go charge. Pardo, second personal.
Here's Hughes.
First personal.
Looks like Hughes is getting into it. Playing real well. Running back defense here, and Hughes gets his feet set. That's definitely a charge there. Definitely a charge. Well, we're looking at Rice. Rice needs to get into this a little bit more. If they're gonna be real effective, because everyone else pretty much plays around Rice. And he only has four shots right now in the game.
Larry.
Kyle bench. 5'11" senior. And
Bardo is out of the lineup. You've got Smith, Liberty, Nick Anderson, Kenny Battle on the floor for Illinois, along with Irvin Small. Team fouls now. The Illini 7, Michigan 6. 50 seconds to go first half. Robinson going for his 15th point missile.
the 7th team, Michigan will be in the ball.
Missed both of them. Ball slapped way out, and Liberty gets to it. Loses it to Robinson.
Great hands by Robinson. He's got to push it up, give it to him. There it is. Got to get it in there.
Vaught, second try is foul.
Vaught's having a tough time inside today. He shoots 70% from the floor, but he's missed a few easy shots today.
And Battle's going to get that foul call his first.
I think we're going to go back and see this steal here. Robinson with quick hands. He's just doing a great job for Michigan on both sides of the floor today. He's been pushing those point guards. He's been pushing Smith. He's been making them work.
41-35, 6-point lead. Now 5-point lead for Illinois with 36 seconds to go in the first half.
Michigan's done a real good job in the last 4 minutes getting back into this game. They've been real solid inside and been going to the board. I think in this game, more so than as a general rule, I wouldn't say rebounding would be so important, but today I think that's the absolute key to this game.
Kind of a different combination of people Lou Henson has on the floor right now. Smith is the only guard out there. They want the last one. They lead by 4. Battle is over in the far corner. Now they get the ball to Smith. Smith says, let's move it.
One-on-one.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, great move on the baseline.
And the half is over. So Larry Smith just kept wiggling around, kept finding room, and finally a reverse layup. And it's 43-37, Illinois at halftime.
We're going to go back and look at this nice drive along the baseline.
You can't give up because you know they won't. ABC's college basketball back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
ABC's college basketball. Brought to you by the new generation of Oldsmobile. Step into the future now at your Oldsmobile dealer. And by Craftsman. People who depend on tools depend on Craftsman. We'll be back with more of ABC's college basketball after these messages.
That was the start of what I...
Stations.
For him in the hospital. Do you believe in God?
Explode, trailing 18-6.
I didn't do it.
4:29. And our coverage of NCAA basketball will continue with the James Gang after this message and a word from your local station.
See you later, baby. We're out of here. Gearing up, getting going. Got the right beer, gonna hang with lighten up. Get out of town. The silver bullet won't slow you down. So come on in the Coors Light, right there now.
A good time is where you find it, and the last thing you want to do is slow it down. So come on into Coors Light, a great light beer for a good long time.
The Mercedes-Benz 560 SL Coupe Roadster. Is it the car you wanted above all others because of its mighty V8 power? Or its blend of quick reflexes and sumptuous comfort? Or its incredible workmanship and finish? Only one thing is certain. You will have the driving experience of your life, finding out.
Express mail from your post office offers you guaranteed morning delivery.
We deliver.
Saturday service at no extra charge.
We deliver.
And an overnight price of just $8.75.
We deliver.
Speed, convenience, price. It's a package only we can deliver. Express mail from your postal service.
We deliver for you.
This is CBS.
They say the night belongs to Michelob. Are they trying to keep beer drinkers in the dark about something better? Special Export.
With a job like mine, if you don't have the right tools, it can be a real chore. Like my truck. It's my livelihood. But I couldn't afford to spend a ton of money on one. And that's where my Ford dealer really helped out. You say this F-150 will haul more than the others.
It's got more power, too. Plus, we can save you almost $2,800 in the options you want.
I got a great deal on a tough truck. Ford F-150. Works hard in the day and looks good at night. Kind of like me. From quality people with quality products. Your local Ford dealer.
For answers to your questions about AIDS, call 1-800-342-AIDS.
Be part of the frenzy when Tim Weigel looks at this year's college basketball championship. March Madness, Monday at 11, only on 7.
Of the 4,000 beers brewed in Germany, only a few have made it to America. And the one that's made it to the top is Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Andy Avalos on weather, tonight at 10.
From the crown jewels in thoroughbred racing to the most prestigious events in golf. From the greatest spectacle in auto racing to the most celebrated cycling race in the world. To get to the premier events in sports, the directions are simple. Just follow the leader.
Illinois led by 14 at one time. Now the lead has been cut to 6 by a Michigan comeback at the close of the half. And that's where we are right now, 43-37. Time now for this week's basketball tip from David Robinson.
Everyone, even the little guys, have to know what to do with the ball when they get it near the basket or the low post. When you do get the ball in the low post, relax. You have to be able to look around and see where your man is, or at least feel where he is. Then you have a couple of options. The simplest are to take a turnaround jump shot or make a power move to the basket. But sometimes you can't just shoot over or run over the player guarding you. So here's another option, and this is especially important for the little guys. Try pivoting and facing up to your defender. Some big players don't move very well, and you can make them nervous if you face up to them and create a one-on-one situation. Many times, the defender will back up and give you room, either to take a shot or to make a pump fake and then drive. Finally, remember this when you're in the low post. After you've established room to move, go up strong. Don't throw up a trash shot and don't fade away. Go up strong every time.
All these tips. It doesn't hurt to be 7 feet tall either.
Well, it definitely doesn't.
All right, we're at halftime. We're going to come back and set you up on what's been going on today and get some comments from David relative to what we've seen in the first half.
At BIC, we've been studying all the ways that you pull and stretch your face in search of a better shave. Now BIC presents our solution, introducing the new BIC Metal Shaver. The patented BIC Metal stretches and smooths your skin thanks to its unique metal guard bar, so the shaver glides closely and comfortably. Now, instead of stretching, start reaching for a new BIC Metal Shaver. It stretches your skin for a great new shave, and that's no stretch.
If you want to move ahead in any career, you have to know what most employers want. Like how to work with a team, how to handle responsibility, how to take on a tough job and see it through. You can learn all these things in the Army, so when you do set off on the road to success, you'll already be in the driver's seat.
caring, friendly, and ready to listen. A big nose and floppy ears are optional. Thank you. Get Net. It pays.
Burger King introduces the Cheeseburger Deluxe, our flame-broiled regular cheeseburger all decked out in luscious lettuce and tasteful tomato. The Cheeseburger Deluxe, now at Burger King at a very tempting price.
Definitely deluxe.
The product. The proving grounds. The results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
Next Saturday begins with the first jewel of Pro Bowling's Triple Crown. Then the City of Lights is the setting for ABC's Wide World of Sports. The world's finest skaters shine. Brian Boitano, Dorothy Hamill, Scott Hamilton, Debbie Thomas, Rosalind Saunders, and Kitty and Peter Carruthers sparkle in dazzling new performances from the World Challenge of Champions. Next Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
43-37 halftime score here at Chrysler Arena, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. And let's take a look now at what's happening in the pursuit for the gold in college basketball. Siena, which has been quite a story already this year because of the measles outbreak. They played that tournament up at Hartford in an empty gymnasium. And Siena today beat Boston U 68-67 to win it. Now, here are your qualifiers so far. Indiana, of course, is Big Ten champion. LaSalle of the Metro Atlantic. South Alabama, which, David, I think is a pretty good-looking basketball team. They play leapers and jumpers. And
they played great this year.
Hang you around. Loyola Marymount, of course, out of the West Coast Athletic Conference. They're the scorers. Hank Gathers leading the country most of the season. And they won that one, though I thought they might not, but they did. Bucknell out of the East Coast, Creighton out of the Missouri Valley, Southwest Missouri State is another team that can be very difficult. They've got a lot of speed, a lot of quickness. McNeese State was a surprise coming out of the Southland Conference.
Right.
Rutgers out of the Atlantic 10. You know that neck of the woods. Are you surprised to see Rutgers in there?
I was definitely surprised. I thought that the Temple was going to play tough, get better this year, but they kind of struggled all through the year.
Middle Tennessee seems like they're always in it out of that Ohio Valley. And Arkansas Little Rock a couple of years ago made a lot of noise. They beat Notre Dame coming out of the blocks.
Yeah, they're not bad this year. They had a little problem recently, lost a couple games, but they're pretty tough. I like them.
Princeton, the Ivy League championship. So the Tigers are in. South Carolina State, Robert Morris, East Tennessee State, and George Mason, all qualifying as a result of conference championships. Semifinal action today, Maryland and North Carolina. Maryland had its big explosion yesterday, but didn't have it at the ballpark today against big and strong North Carolina. I think the Tar Heels, when you get into a tournament grind like this with the beef they've got, have to be considered.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, and the coach, too. Coach Smith is a great coach, and he makes those guys play under control, so they're going to be a factor wherever they go.
They'll take you inside and just knock you right out of there, too.
They have some muscle in there, definitely.
Duke leading at halftime over Virginia. Virginia having trouble getting points today. Syracuse a winner over Seton Hall. Still a great year for the Pirates. And Pittsburgh, which beat some highly ranked teams during the course of the season, had some great moments during the course of the season, but apparently not having one today against Georgetown. Memphis State losing to Louisville by a point in the Metro Conference tournament, which is kind of up for grabs. Florida State was running hard for so long, then stumbled some at the end of the season, but now they've got a comfortable lead over South Carolina in the first half. Oklahoma had just worn out their shoes in 2 days. You know,
it's so easy to come out for a tournament flat. You know, they know that they're the best team in that conference, and coming out against Colorado, especially without Mookie Blaylock, I think they start off a little slow. But Iowa State played them pretty tough today.
Johnny Orr, of course, the man at Iowa State now. Johnny was here for a very long time at Michigan. Missouri K-State just getting underway. Oregon State, Arizona later. Look out for that one. I'm telling you right now, look out for that one, and look out UCLA Stanford, because Stanford's been a little flat lately, and UCLA looks like they may be getting a little horsier.
Right.
Florida wins by 5. That game, that tournament's being played at Tennessee, and Alabama by 10 in the second half over Vanderbilt. The SEC championship game will be seen starting at noon tomorrow here on ABC Sports. Some of you will also see the Big 8 Conference Championship game, and the rest of you will see the Pac-10 championship game. So that's 2 Eastern time tomorrow for the SEC, and then here comes the rest of them. And the Pac-10 Big 8 are on a regional basis. ABC's college basketball returns after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Now, drive the excitement of Pontiac Grand Prix and get a mega value. Get $1,000 cash back direct from Pontiac, or GMAC financing as low as 4.9%. And if you're a qualified first-time buyer, another $600 cash back. That's up to $1,600 cash back, or 4.9% GMAC financing. See your local Pontiac dealer for details.
We build excitement. Oh, no matter what you do, trust that I'll be there for you. You can depend on me, yeah. Feel the power of a friend. Know that time and time again. You can depend on me.
New improved Kodak batteries last longer than ever. So when you need us, we'll be there.
You can depend on me.
New Kodak batteries. Depend on us to last longer.
Americans buy lots of imported cars. Isn't it nice to know that Napa has the parts right here when you need them? Don't miss the boat on parts for imports. Come to Napa.
Here's something extra from Selsun Blue. Extra medicated Selsun Blue.
It's extra medicated for the symptoms of my serious dandruff.
It has an extra medicine, plus the ingredient recommended most by doctors. Extra medicated Selsun Blue.
More non-stop rock and roll than ever before. All night, all day. On the Loop, FM 98.
Let me tell you what I mean by the future value of money. Take the difference between a $65,000 foreign luxury car and a $25,000 Cadillac. Invest that $40,000 in tax-free municipal bonds at a little over 7% interest. In 10 years, you'll have about $80,000. Now that's what I call investment potential.
Be part of the frenzy when Tim Weigel looks at this year's college basketball championship. March Madness, Monday at 11, only on 7.
Without warning, multiple sclerosis strikes young people in the prime of their life. Please, don't turn your back on them. The National MS Society helps people with MS to get around, to get jobs, and get on with their lives. And they're going all out to find a cure. Please, don't turn your back on them.
Fighting Illini basketball tonight at 6.
ABC's College Basketball, brought to you by Pontiac, we build excitement, and by Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline.
We're ready for the second half of play with a Fighting Illini of Illinois out in front by 6 points over Michigan at Michigan. The halftime stats read this way, David Robinson.
Illinois looks like the main thing, I think, was the rebound, and they're up 22-19, but that's because Michigan came back in the last 4 or 5 minutes and really made a surge and started hitting the boards and playing stronger. But other than that, I think most of the other stats are pretty even, except for the number of shots taken. Well, it looks like Battle and Hamilton are playing really tough inside for Illinois, and most of those came off offensive rebounds. For Michigan, I think Robinson's the one keeping them into the game, really. He's been shooting real well from the outside, and he's been running up and down the court, playing well on the offensive side and the defensive side.
Yeah, he's got 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and no fouls, and he scored 14 of the 18 points produced by the Michigan backcourt.
He's got to get them going. He's got to get them up and down the court. It looks like they've been playing a little bit tentative. Michigan really needs to go more baseline to baseline. I think you know, this slower pace is kind of taking them out a little bit.
I think this is the lineup you're going to see when Illinois gets into the tournament. Kendall Gill and Stephen Bardo at guards. That puts Kenny Battle, Lowell Hamilton, and Nick Anderson on the front line for the Illini. Michigan out there with Mike Griffin, Loy Vaught. Griffin with the ball there, gives it to Rice. Rice takes it to Vaught. Vaught missed. Oh, he got it. He hit that back iron, but had it deep enough that he had it slide through.
Yeah, that's definitely where they want to get him the ball. Anywhere up to about 15 feet, and he's going to put it in.
Inside Anderson.
That
was one pass too many.
Yeah, he definitely shouldn't have passed. See, they need to run and push this up there.
Neil Robinson.
They had a 3-on-2, and they've got to get on the boards there. They've got the advantage. I think that's where they're struggling right now.
Bardo
no help
finds
at
a
all.
hole. Nobody there, was it?
No help at all. You know, they've got to go baseline to baseline. Not only offense, they have to push it up, but they got to get back on defense and keep their eyes open.
Robinson out in front. Mills, 52 inside with Rice. Now Mills comes around the top. He's a good ball handler for a big man.
Yeah, but I think he's got to concentrate on his strength. Being 6'10", 250, got to get in there and box, move some people out of there.
Lynn Rice finds the range. He had 6 points in the first half.
Straight to the hole again. Be interesting to count the number of layups they get just from driving around people and going on the fast break.
47-42, Illinois. Bounce pass to Vaught. A little hard off the back iron, and Anderson rebounds it for the Illini.
I think that's still what they want to see, though. They've come out here and they've started to try and get the ball inside a little bit. Rice has already taken a good shot. You know, that's what they need to do to get into this.
Did you see that Battle save that ball and got it back to Gill for a 3? Kendall now with 12, and it's 50-42, and Battle is all over the place. Vaught to Rice. Won't go down. Gill comes out with it in a hurry. Anderson. 52-42. See, that's what Lou Henson was looking for here at the half, is a burst.
Yeah, definitely. Michigan's, they're not out of it. They just need to get in there and get some shots. They've gotten some good shots. They're just not putting them in, and it's just a tough time. They got to fight through this right now.
Mills misses. Bardo rebounds it. Gives it away to Gill. Foul is Mills.
Well, they got a good fast break here.
Bardo got hurt.
And he gave it up at the right time, but Mills has to move his body a little bit quicker and see it. They had 2 men standing there trying to stop the ball. They can't do that.
Stephen Bardo is trying to walk off an ankle, looks like. So that gets Marcus Liberty into the game. Stephen has to sit down.
They don't like to see that because Bardo's tough on both sides of the court for them. He plays real good defense. At 6'6", he's real versatile. They need him in there.
Kendall Gill makes the extra point, making an 11-point lead for Illinois.
There's Bardo. Bardo's at the free throw line. He's the man with the ball. Looks like he just kind of got a little bruise. Looks like he got a little bruise on his knee there, maybe, or on his leg. It looks like he'll be all right. He just needs to shake it off.
Now 12-point lead for Illinois. Ramil Robinson being pestered some by Nick Anderson brings it up. They take Rice inside and post him. He and Vaught are down deep now. Higgins out in front. That's Robinson for 3. Won't get it, and Battle wins the board.
Nice defense. Oh, that's good play. Good play.
Good try by Glenn Rice, who was the UPI Player of the Year in the Big Ten.
Hey, he's definitely got my vote for Player of the Year in the Big Ten. I like his game. He's real versatile. He shoots inside, outside. You know, he seems like a real good down-to-earth guy. I like him. After watching this game, though, you might kind of doubt yourself with Nick Anderson and Kenny Battle in there the way they're playing.
Vaught knocks it out of bounds. Larry Smith's going to come into the lineup now for Illinois, and that put Marcus Liberty on the bench for a little while. You got to know how many shots it takes to keep the troops happy, don't you? Smith handling the point. Set it up now. That puts Hamilton inside. Ball is knocked out of bounds by Glenn Rice.
That was much better help. I mean, he drove, his man got beat and got a little help from the back men. That's what they've got to do every time. See, Rice's gun down there. Vaught's helping. You know, that's what they've got to have. They can't give up any more easy layups like that.
Gill goes inside Battle, hooks it back to Hamilton. You got to have a blue-collar guy, and Battle assumes that responsibility amicably and does a heck of a job with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I think that rubs off on all the players. You see these guys out here diving and getting every loose ball, coming up with every rebound. You know, that's a part of, you know, his leadership that's rubbing off on all these guys.
Demetrius Caleb back in the lineup for Michigan, as is Mark Hughes. That shot out of the corner by Higgins is no good, and here comes Illinois. They lead by 14, and Gill won't get it. Foul Hamilton. He was a little bit behind the Michigan man, and it's almost an automatic these days when you get somebody between you and the board. Your principle of verticality doesn't mean a blame thing. 56-42 Illinois at 15:46 to go in the game.
When I say sharp.
Copiers.
When I say sharp.
Computers.
Sharp. When I say sharp, I mean
Calculators.
I mean
fax machines.
I mean
Typewriters.
I mean business. When I say sharp, I mean business.
From sharp minds come sharp products.
When I say sharp, I mean business.
There's a motor oil that talks about world-class protection. Catchy phrase, but Valvoline is recommended by name in the owner's manuals of these world-class cars. The other motor oil is not. Whatever you drive, Valvoline makes the highest quality motor oil recommended by any car manufacturer. Around the world, people who know use Valvoline.
You hear the thunder, thunder.
You can see it in the way it looks. You can feel it in the way it drives. This is America's premier sports coupe, Grand Prix.
Get on the Pontiac and ride!
And now is a great time to check out Grand Prix with GMAC financing as low as 4.9% or up to $1,600 cash back on select Grand Prix for qualified first-time buyers.
We build excitement!
See your dealer for details today.
The conference crown is the prize. The SEC's best shoot it out for the championship. Live tomorrow on ABC's College Basketball.
Here we are at 56-42 Illinois as Lou Henson got the burst that he wanted, and here's the reason for it.
Yeah, Illinois got the, if you can bring off guys off the bench, you know, like Kendall Gill, these guys coming up, they're so much deeper. You know, it just makes it so tough.
Urban Small is back in there. Down in the paint today, Illinois has totaled 34 points and Michigan only 16. Vaught has had a fair to middling day, but Mills has been virtually silent.
Yeah, I think that's been a real key for them. I think Mills only had like 2 rebounds at halftime and 0 points.
Still,
they haven't utilized them at all. And I don't think that with a 6'10" man, you know, they should be using them I think they should be using them more as a scorer in there. They should use them more as a role player. And I think that's kind of misusing somebody that size.
Bill Frieder says that Mills is doing what he wants him to do.
Yeah, but he's not doing too much today. That's the problem.
That's right.
I think with a little, if they gave him the ball and he got a little more confidence, he could be, there he goes to the boards. No, that's Hughes to the boards.
Yep.
But they got to get Mills much more involved in this team.
Urban Small finally comes out with it. There's the lob. Foul Higgins, basket Battle, great lob Gill.
That was a tough play. I like Battle. He's got to be, he's a dunker. He's a tough guy. Tough guy. Got to like that. You see him going up. And Higgins just should have probably either stayed out of the way or tried to go get the ball, one of the two.
Trying to make it a three-pointer and does. And it is 59-42, a 17-point lead. Gill now with 14 points, Battle with 14, and Hamilton 12 to lead the Illini. I'll tell you what, David, if the Wolverines get blown out of here, their seed position will suffer.
Yeah, I think it will suffer a little bit. This is a big game. They need to recover right now, because a difference between maybe a 2 or 3 or a 4 seed makes a big difference in the tournament who you're playing.
Mills finally gets a basket.
Yeah, they definitely need to work him down there. There's not enough teams in the country with players with Mills' caliber and his size that you can just take a Mills and not use him like Michigan doesn't.
It'll be a 2-shot foul called against Glenn Rice, second and third team. And Smith will go to the line. Larry's kind of a quiet fellow. He eases around and then bang, bang, bang. You don't even feel the night.
Yeah, definitely. Real tough.
14-12. We've got a man at the foul line, Larry Smith. The SEC championship tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern time here on ABC. Shot good. 61-44, back to a 17-point margin. That's the biggest so far in the ball game. Higgins cut off. 16-2 run right now for the Illini. Michigan just been very silent.
Just so tentative. You know, I think Michigan they don't look like they're playing relaxed at all. They don't look like they're in their own game. You know, they've only scored 44 points with 13 minutes left to go. That's not a Michigan. This year they're averaging almost 90 points a game.
Well, Vaught comes back. Griffin comes back for Michigan. David, it seems to me that there's no leader on that court. There's no boss out there on the floor.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, one of the problems right now. Somebody needs to go out there and say, hey, I'm going to take over. I'm going to get you back in the game. And usually that's Rice. I think maybe he's just having a little trouble getting into it. They're not getting him the ball enough. You know, I don't know. You can't really blame one person.
It's kind of like the old drill sergeant said, though, and take them right by the stack and swivel and shake them up a little bit and put them to work. And,
definitely.
You need those kind of people. Illinois, on the other hand, has got 3 of them. Actually, you got more than that. Battle is really, I think, their spiritual leader out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think everyone looks to him. He's the man. He's always on the boards. There he is right there hustling after the ball.
He's going to take it up. Got it. I mean, that's a big heart right there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I played against him at the Olympic trials, and every time you see him coming, you just know you got to get your boxing gloves on and your work boots on.
Mills tries to go inside with it. He had a crease himself. He could have taken that home himself. Ramil Robinson in the first half had 14 points, including 7 of the first 7 scored by Michigan. Second half, he hadn't scored, and we're at 12:47 to go.
I think they're just a little slow all around right now. I think everyone's struggling a little bit.
Got a foul on Irvin Small underneath against Mike Griffin. And a 19-point Illinois lead. Duke holding on to its big lead over Virginia. And Georgetown handling Pittsburgh.
You know, Michigan is a little slow. They're having a little trouble getting into offense, but you got to give this Illinois team just a lot of credit for their defense. I mean, these guys are everywhere.
They are quick. In your face all the time.
They've been slapping balls. They've been diving. They've been getting things, getting to the boards. You know, that's just totally taking Michigan out of their game. It's tough to play against a team like this. If you're a betting man, you got to like Illinois for that Final Four.
Right there. Robinson had a layup, and they picked his pocket.
That's the exact same thing. Look at that. He went around the man, and there was 2 blue shirts sitting there underneath the basket waiting for the ball. There was a white shirt behind him. Just being out hustled.
Michigan takes the timeout, trailing by 21 points.
Well, look at this steal now. There's hands everywhere. Robinson drives the basket. Seemed like he had a nice little easy shot, but they got a little piece of it, and then they're off to the races. And then you see the surge on the Illinois players, all them to getting down the court, and then you see 1 white shirt, and there's two Illinois shirts and a dunk.
racing team, the winningest team in off-road racing, goes nowhere without Craftsman tools. From their durable precision power tools to hand tools that are guaranteed forever. So, make sure it's a Craftsman, because you don't want to get stuck with anything else.
I don't know. What are you gonna do? I don't know. I'd go to college.
Me too.
If I had the money.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? I don't know. What are you gonna do? You don't want those fries.
What are you going to do, Jack? Eat your way to college?
Hey, really? I'm going to college on the new GI Bill. You serve full-time in the armed forces or part-time in the reserves, and you earn a lot of money for tuition.
The GI Bill.
Are you using that pickle?
For young men and women in the armed forces, it's a great place to start. See a local military recruiter.
Introducing Wendy's delicious new chicken Parmesan sandwich. A whole chicken breast filet, real mozzarella, and rich tomato sauce. Try the real Italian taste of the new chicken Parmesan sandwich for a limited time only at Wendy's. The best burgers in the business and a whole lot more.
Do it yourself. Do it for yourself. Do yourself proud with Minwax and Wood.
Wood finish for beautiful color like no other, and Minwax polyurethane for fast-drying protection that lasts.
Do yourself proud with Minwax and Wood.
The Pac-10 will crown the best in the West. The Big 8 champ will emerge from the rest. Conference title games, winners take all tomorrow on ABC's College Basketball.
In the Big 8 semifinal, Missouri leading by 8 over Kansas State. They'll be the winner of that one, plays Oklahoma. And we'll have coverage for some of you tomorrow here on ABC Sports. Alabama and Vanderbilt still close in that one, now 9 points. And the SEC leads the day tomorrow with the championship game at 2 Eastern time. Robinson trapped in the backcourt, gets it out of there to Griffin. 20-2 run for Illinois now to set up their 21-point lead. Loy Vaught has room and makes it.
That's definitely money right now. You know, Michigan's problem right now, they're shooting 23% from the field in the second half. And you can't win shooting that way. Illinois, on the other hand, shooting 67%, but they're getting mostly layups and dunks, so I guess it makes a big difference. You know, I'm not a coach, but I really like the talent Michigan has. I mean, I think they have some really good players, and their team could be just so tough. And I got a chance to talk with Coach Freedy yesterday about you know, some of their players playing roles and stuff, and you know, I think that's important because I came from the ultimate role-playing team up at Navy. We had Doug Wojcik and Carl Lieber, those guys playing roles. But you know, it seems to me that, you know, these guys, they could play. They could be so tough if they get together for this tournament.
Small is fouled. They can't get it to roll in for him. Michigan having scored successive baskets, and they're going to call the foul on Small, which will be a charge against him. Here's the pass from Battle. Boy, those things are hard to call. 17-point lead now, Illinois. Time remaining, 11 minutes in the ball game. Final game of the season for both. Illinois trying to finish the season with a flourish. Griffin pops it up, won't go down. Whistle and a foul on Battle.
You see, Mills went to the boards real well there, but did you see that he just got a little nudge from getting Battle in there, and he went flying down to the three-point line. That's kind of strength that Illinois has inside.
Liberty's coming back when time allows. Ramil Robinson inbound. They got it inside to Vaught with a little hook and gets it.
He's playing great for them today. He's playing real tough. He's getting all the shots, getting all the opportunities.
We got a blocking call on Mike Griffin. Michigan State could very well, Judd Heathcote's team could very well wind up in the NIT after that win over Wisconsin today. They get a new house up at Michigan State next year to play in. Old Jennison Field House will be used for other purposes.
I like that field house. It's got a little personality.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't seat a lot, but it's got a little personality.
A lot of history, but the way the game's played these days, you've got to have seats. Michigan hit the boards pretty well that time.
Definitely on the boards real strong. They're getting fired up now.
Lou Henson calling a crowd out. Gill takes it all away and scores instead. Lou wants to douse the fire here. The Wolverines are now trying to generate a comeback.
Those hands. Yeah. They're always in there, always in the pockets.
Caught.
Got there, got there.
Rice.
There's a nice rebound.
Boy, you got to take that thing and slam it. But he was boxed out. He was trying to go over the top. There's a foul on Ramil Roberts.
And he threw up a nice little prayer there.
Mugged him. Caught now with 15 points, 11 rebounds, so it's a big game for Loy.
He's having just having an excellent game, but still, he's had a few opportunities that have been just tough breaks for him. And I think that's been indicative of the Michigan game today, just tough breaks.
Small out, Hamilton back. Lou crafty at how he rests his people, but when you get down to the final 5 minutes of the game, normally you're going to find his regulars will have had a breather.
That's an incredible stat. Illinois with 42 points in the paint, and Michigan with 20. And Michigan has some pretty tough players in there. Mills is no slouch with Rice and Higgins in there. They're no slouches.
That's Liberty. And the lead goes back to 17 for Illinois. Well, Mills muscles it, doesn't get it, but he does get a foul. And it's on Lowell Hamilton.
Well, that's what the Michigan fans want to see a little bit more of. He posted up real strong, and he fell down a little bit on the move, but that's what they want to see him do.
Hamilton's fourth foul, 15, and now Kenny Battle is coming back. I presume that means Hamilton will come out. The Big Ten had been kind of hoping they'd get as many as 5 teams in the NCAA tournament. But I wonder about that. It looks to me like it might well be with Wisconsin losing today. That might really... It still leaves Minnesota as a possibility for the fifth
Minnesota's got some key wins. They could slip in there, definitely.
69-54, 15-point lead, Illinois. Look out, country. The Illini look awful good to me.
Looking at this team play now, you'd think they would have won the Big Ten this year because they're just so tough. But Indiana just executes so well. And I mean, even though I don't think they have as much talent, they just play so much better. They don't make mistakes, and that's tough to beat a team that doesn't make too many mistakes.
Nick Anderson. Nick has been fairly quiet today, relatively speaking. Of course, he made an awful lot of thunder and lightning last Sunday. He now has 8 points in the ball game. Mills takes it in, and Mills is fouled.
It's interesting to see Marcus Liberty is the tallest guy on Illinois. He's guarding Mills down there, and that's just a total mismatch. Liberty plays in the guard position. He's the tallest man they had.
Go back to the point you were making a while ago, David, about you would think Illinois would have won. Well, I think with Kendall Gill they might have, because they're 18-0.
That's true. They had a couple of breaks, and I think it did hurt him. Kendall being out. They do have a lot of talent, but like I said, Kendall's a key part of that team. He's a spark plug. And,
I think he makes Bardo a better player.
Oh yeah, I think he makes all of them much better players. They know that he's out there hitting those shots, and he's creating things, making things happen, and those guys just get so much more confident.
Anderson working to break the press. Now Nick gets it, gives it away to Liberty. Whoa. Mills did a number on Marcus, but no damage.
Got to watch those muggings in the lane there. Have to carry a gun next time he goes to the hole.
Oh, they call that one on Griffin. Griffin. It was a pickup.
That was the clothesline tackle to the. That was a tough one.
One plus one, first one good. 8:27 to go. 72-55. Illinois with the lead. Mark Hughes picks it up for Michigan.
crowd's yelling shoot. See Griffin all alone there. They know he can shoot it. They want him to put it up.
Oh, Hughes put a shoulder into Battle and knocked him flat and got away with it. Inside Liberty. Jump hook, good.
Oh. It's a nice jump hook. I'm trying to incorporate that jump hook into my game. Maybe I should talk to him after the game.
Well, at your size, it'd be indefensible. Anderson comes out with it, leaves it for Gill. Back to Anderson.
There's that pressure G. Those hands everywhere again.
Back to 21 points and timeout, Michigan. Oh, boy.
I don't know. I don't think I'd want to be in Coach Freer's position right now. It's having a little bit of trouble getting fired up.
You're going to play Illinois. You better grease your joints. Back after this message and a word from our ABC station.
You hear the thunder, the collar.
If you're into high performance, you've got to get into one of these. The '89 Pontiac Bonneville. Bonneville is a sports sedan that moves like a ground-level flying machine. Big, fast, and powerful. Bonneville. Test one soon.
Rebuild excitement.
This is ABC.
Mom? Hi, Jeannie. Hi. Now, when I said 7, I meant 7. I know. No later. I know. But my class went just a little bit over. I'm on the way now. Love you. I know, Mom. You too. Thanks for calling. Bye, sweetie.
When you're out, call in on an Illinois Bell public phone.
Imagine you were a car. What would you be? You'd be a sports car. You'd be quick, agile. You'd be turbocharged. And of course, you'd be a Porsche.
See your local authorized Porsche dealer today.
Hi, babe. Part of our mouse is still at the house. The ears.
Yeah, in the kitchen. Will you bring them? Great.
Yeah.
Here I come to save the play. Daddy.
When you're out, call in on an Illinois Bell public phone.
Fred Williamson is Hammer, late night tonight.
It was last Sunday, a game here on ABC Sports, in this incredible moment. Jay Edwards has just tied the score for Indiana, and that long pass inbounds and no time remaining as Nick Anderson hit the shot, a three-pointer to win for Illinois at Indiana, the only Big Ten team to beat them this entire season. And Nick, a little quieter today, but doing a little more banging because this bunch at Michigan will knock you around. And, of course, you had Kendall Gill show up on Wednesday, and they ran off over 100 points as they closed out their home season. And today they look pretty impressive against the Michigan Wolverines. In the second half, the Illini, as David said, shooting mostly layups and slam dunks, getting 72% from the field, while Michigan's only doing 32%.
Yeah, that 32%, I think, is due in large part to that defense that Illinois is putting on them.
Three-pointer by Glenn Rice.
See, but we haven't heard Glenn's name in a while, and that's been one of the keys for this team.
Steal by Ramil Robinson. Now Michigan trying to put on a spurt. And a score 4 unanswered points.
That's a sweet move by Robinson. It's real sweet.
Ramil now with 18 points. It is a 16-point lead for Illinois. They had a 21 when the Michigan took the timeout. Gill, Bardo, Larry Smith, Marcus Liberty. Kenny Battle on the floor for the Illini. Hamilton has 4 personals. He's out of there. Smith shopping for a crack, couldn't find it. There's one to Battle. Just slid behind him, and nothing Hughes could do about it.
Yeah, he's tough, he's strong, held him off.
78-60. Without Robinson, it'd be terrible today. Rice missing from outside. Hughes inside, muscles one.
Hughes played a great game for Michigan today. He's been everywhere for him. Coming off the bench, he's done a strong job.
This is Gill. Bumped a little bit as he shot, and he missed it. Robinson.
That's what they got to do, baseline to baseline, and create some things.
Timeout, Illinois. They were exulting a moment ago, and now they say, hey, the Fire's right. 78-64, Illinois. Michigan right now trying to climb. 5.5 minutes to play.
Jeep Racing Team, the winningest team in off-road racing, goes nowhere without Craftsman tools. From their durable precision power tools to hand tools that are guaranteed forever. So, make sure it's a Craftsman, because you don't want to get stuck with anything else.
Now, drive the excitement of Pontiac Grand Prix and get a mega value. Get $1,000 cash back direct from Pontiac, or GMAC financing as low as 4.9%. And if you're a qualified first-time buyer, another $600 cash back. That's up to $1,600 cash back, or 4.9% GMAC financing. See your local Pontiac dealer for details.
Skating stars Sparkle, Boitano, Hamill, Thomas and Hamilton. Dazzling performances on ABC's Wide World of Sports next Saturday.
Bo Schembechler, the athletic director and football coach here at Michigan, watching the game. The gentleman on the right there is Tom Monahan, owns the Detroit Tigers, longtime friend of Bo. Bo had quite a season. He closed strong, and he won the Rose Bowl. Didn't surprise me a bit either. Given any kind of luck, he'd have been played for the national championship because he lost 2 games by 3 points, or 2 points. All right. Illinois right now trying to put down the Michigan Charge with 5.5 minutes to go in the ball game. The Illini bring it up, leading by 14 points, 78-64. Battle is back. Anderson is back. Gill and Bardo. Smith almost threw it away.
Yeah, he's nice if they're paying attention.
Neil Robinson checking Larry Smith. Glenn Rice pokes the ball away, and Phil Bovis says out of bounds, Illini. I don't know. Glenn Rice is a great player, but that Gill is pretty dang quick. Less than 10 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Got to get a shot off here.
Battle does and hits. That's optimum, isn't it?
It's a tough shot with a man in your face. Can't do much about that.
Kenny has 20 points now to lead the Illini. And Rumeal Robinson 20 for Michigan. Lead is 16.
He's got Bardo on Rice, and he must be doing a great job today. He slowed him down just a little bit.
Robinson gets that deep rebound. Rumeal weighs about 190 pounds, so he's no gimme, I'll tell you. He'll go with you. That's Rice inside in the battle, and he won it.
Yeah, it's a good, strong rebound. Took it right straight back up.
14 now for Glenn.
It's been a real quiet for him.
Rice comes out for Hannel Bardo. Higgins on Larry Smith. Now watch this. Ramil Robinson and Kendall Gill. And Robinson pokes it away. And Higgins trying to get it down for the break. Throws it away. And Anderson is clobbered by Hughes.
That's, after that hard work for that steal, they're slowing the ball down. They're only down 14. After the hard work for that steal, you've got to take care of the ball. That's just a real careless play there.
It'll be 2 shots, Anderson. Nick with 10 on the day. Hamilton's going to come back in a moment with 4 fouls.
Anderson at the line, 2 shots.
.332 to play in the ball game, and 14-point lead as Anderson misses the first one. Second one comes out too. Need some 3-pointers, David.
Yeah, they need something. They need to generate some quick points.
That's Griffin. Missed it. Caught, rebounds it. Slapped out of there by Anderson.
Nice block. They're just not taking advantage of the opportunities they have. They get a good rebound like that. They work for that offensive board. But just like you work for the steal, you've got to take care of the ball. You've got to get it in there.
Now they want to run some clock at 3 minutes to play in the game. Smith is fouled. Illinois coming in on the season overall at 26-4, and all 4 of their losses in the Big Ten Conference play. Michigan coming in at 24-6 and 12-5 in conference play. Demetrius Caleb into the lineup, and Griffin leaves. They go for Caleb because they need the quickness on defense.
I'll tell you what I like this Illinois team going into the tournament. I think they're going to be real tough.
I do too.
They've struggled a little bit in the past tournaments, but they will be tough this year.
That first game has just been a bear for it. Ramil Robinson, long range is one, and it doesn't work. Gill hers at the front court.
I think the type of teams, I think both these teams are real similar in their offense and their defense, and that the type of teams that really hurt these teams in the tournament, those Villanovas, those teams that slow it down, play real solid defense, and don't like to run, keep the scores low. And if they can overcome that problem that they've had in the last couple of years, they're going to be real tough. I think Michigan's going to do well too in that same respect. They just have a lot of talent. Today is really not indicative of the way what they're capable of doing.
Well, they're over 100 points 9 times this season. Did it last week. There's the lob. Kenny Battle. And it's back to 16-point lead, Illini. And Lou looking at that clock.
They're celebrating on the court now, so it looks kind of bad.
Fought. Can't get it. Smith comes out with it. Ahead it goes to Bardo. Now you're under a minute and a half. And there's a foul. Terry Mills, the foul. That'll be 4 on him. Hamilton is coming back for Illinois. Liberty is going in for the Illini.
This is my first time here in Chrysler. I like this arena. It's a nice arena.
Yeah, it is. Got good sight lines for everybody. Anderson and Battle come out. I don't think you'll see them anymore today. Battle with 22.
The arena seats 13,600, and seats look pretty comfortable, and you see all the people filing out, but this is nice.
Been here a long time. Opened it back in the early 70s, I guess. Named for Fritz Chrysler, who was one of the forerunners at Businessmen Athletic Directors. And a great career as a football coach here. Battle with 22, Gill with 16, Hamilton 12, and Anderson 10 for the Illini. And Urban Small is going to come back as well. At 1:19, they're emptying Chrysler Arena now because this game is over. And so Illinois is going to finish their regular season at 27-4. Michigan's going to finish at 24-7. And now it's up to the NCAA tournament committee as to what to do with them tomorrow.
Fortunately, Michigan's going to be able to just shake this game off and go on into the tournament. And, you know, try and play a lot better than this. But they're much better than what they showed here today.
Nice little flip up by Caleb. Michigan fighting and scratching in the backcourt. Liberty has it stolen by Robinson. Less than a minute to go now. And that makes it 84-70. And finally, Gill will clear it over to P.J. Bowman. It was P.J. Bowman, number 10, out there in front with the ball now. He was the guy that lit Illinois' fire last week against Indiana. Fired them up, and they came back to win it. Michigan clawing and scratching, leave it open for Marcus Liberty. And Marcus is fouled by Glenn Rice at 31 seconds to play in the ball game. Oosterbaan comes in for Michigan now, and Loy Vaught is going to leave. And I think that is a clear indication that this dance is done. Malinka is in as well. So it would have seemed that Indiana, and it's only speculation on our part, because there's no way, if there is a group in the world you can't outguess, it's the NCAA tournament committee. And they really can't nail everything down until those championships are decided tomorrow. 3 of them are on ABC, starting with the SEC, then the Big 8, and the Pac-10. Well, you would figure Indiana would get the Indianapolis assignment here in the Big 10. Illinois going somewhere, Michigan going somewhere, Iowa, and possibly Minnesota. I don't know about Ohio State. I can only speculate. I know Gary Williams and his people want one very badly, but they haven't done very well of late, what with the loss of Burson. 86-73, 10 seconds. That's 88 as Gill scores. So it's merely academic now to run out the clock and get your final score.
I like Gill. I think he's tough, and he's going to become a big factor in the tournament, I think.
Another note from the Big Ten Conference, James E. Delaney is said to be the choice to succeed Wayne Duke as the Big Ten commissioner. He's been the commissioner of the Ohio Valley Conference. Nobody will talk about confirming that. Wayne retiring after 18 years, Duker going fishing. The new man will be the 5th commissioner in 67 years. Caleb pops one up, but it won't go down. Illinois now cleaning the bench. The game is over. Your final score. The University of Illinois, 89. Michigan, 73. Indiana wins the conference. Illinois finishes 2nd, and Michigan finishes 3rd. Back with Lou Henson in a moment.
First, there was the roll-on, then the stick. Now introducing an antiperspirant with the best of both. Old Spice Liquid Stick combines the smoothness of a roll-on with the speed of a stick. Old Spice Liquid Stick, the most advanced form of protection.
What's the secret to Pop Secret microwave popcorn? Perfect popcorn popped under perfect conditions, without a lot of unpopped kernels. Pop Secret from Betty Crocker. It's the only way to pop.
We're not a company, but we recognize potential. We develop it. We use it. We'll make sure that as your responsibility grows, so will you. As your ability for leadership grows, so will you. Working with us, you'll gain self-confidence, become a person with a future. We're not a company. We're your country. We're the Marines, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. We're the Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Jeep Racing Team, the winningest team in off-road racing, goes nowhere without Craftsman tools. From their durable precision power tools to hand tools that are guaranteed forever. So, make sure it's a Craftsman, because you don't want to get stuck with anything else.
For more than 80 years, people have come home to homes with Anderson windows. Come home. And while times have changed, our commitment to quality and to the home has not. Which is why today, more people come home to Anderson windows than any other.
Come home to quality. Come home to Anderson.
5 Illini in double figures as they defeat the Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor, 89-73. Coach Lou Henson with us for a little bit here to talk. It's rare we get a chance to talk these days. The games haven't been taking so long, but you pulled off 2 of the toughest wins known to mankind in Bloomington, Indiana, and Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Keith, when we started the week, we didn't know what to expect because we were playing 3 outstanding ball clubs, 2 of them being on the road, but today's game was a little bit special. We had spark. We shot the ball extremely well. I think Kendall Gill returning to the lineup has really meant a lot to the ball club. Not only, Keith, does he help us offensively, but he's a very good defensive player, and he does a lot of things that really helps the ball club.
Yeah, he is a stability factor, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He adds a lot of stability to our ball club in a lot of different ways. Of course, he gives us that tremendous outside shooting. He is a deadly three-point shooter, and he does some of the things that, the intangibles that you just cannot describe.
How do you feel, Lou? Now, you finished with a burst 7. You won, as I said, 2 of the toughest games you could ever hope to win on the road. Do you think your team should have a top seed?
I don't know about that, Keith. We have a lot of outstanding people who will make that decision, and I'm sure if we deserve to be there, they will pick us.
You don't have any druthers then about which part of the country you would go to?
Well, if I did, it probably wouldn't do any good, Keith, so I've learned to just wait for the decision.
David's talking about perfecting his jump hook after he's watching Lowell and some of the guys that you've got doing it and Kenny Battle, but I thought your team was outstanding. David, you have a comment?
Oh yeah, you guys are just so tough. Going into the tournament, though, you think you guys have a few reservations maybe because you've had a few problems in the early rounds of the tournament?
Well, I think any time you go into a tournament, it's very important to play well. You never know how your team is going to play. So we're hoping that we can carry our good play over the last 3 or 4 weeks into the NCAA. When you get into the NCAA, all of them are good. So it's so important to go out and play well. If you have a bad game, you're going home.
Well, looking at you guys today, hey, you guys are one of my favorites to get into the Final Four, so good luck in the tournament.
Thank you, David.
Coach, thanks very much. Good luck to you.
Okay, Keith. Nice to be with you.
Thank you. Lou Henson, he's been there with Hardin Simmons, New Mexico State, and now he's going back again with the Fighting Illini. Now, here are some other scores as you see the final here. It was relatively easy for Illinois, actually. North Carolina, an easy win today by 30 points over Maryland. And Duke handling Virginia in the second half rather comfortably so far. The other scores on the day, Syracuse winning by 3. Georgetown winning big over Pittsburgh, and that one is still alive in the Big East Conference semifinals. Memphis State losing to Louisville in the Metro, but Florida State beating South Carolina. They're still going in the second half, 20-point margin there. Out in the Big 8, Oklahoma had to struggle right down to the last gasp again today to get by Iowa State by 2, and Missouri is having its way right now with Kansas State. And the winner of that one, and coming up later, Oregon State against Arizona. Arizona had an off game yesterday, or Washington State played awfully well because they struggled right down to the last minute in that one. But they winning rather handily today. Florida was a winner, and Alabama a winner in the SEC. Now your Big Ten standings, and this is the way they will look in your history book. Indiana is your champion, with Illinois finishing second. The only team until today, when Iowa beat Indiana, to knock off the champions, and Illinois did it twice at Champaign and at Bloomington. Michigan finishes with a record of 12-6. There are those who think that Iowa will also be chosen, and possibly Minnesota chosen to go to the NCAA. So the Big Ten is hoping to have 5 teams go into the final 64. That's a lot of teams from one conference, David.
Yeah, well, it's been a strong season for this conference. So many good players out here, and they're battling against each other and beating up on each other all year. So maybe they deserve it. We'll find out.
And you, like so many others, feel that perhaps we know the Big Ten would profit financially from a postseason tournament. But at the same time, you talk about that. The one thing that keeps getting overlooked in all this conversation about it, in order to have a postseason tournament, you're going to have to give up 2 regular season home games, and nobody wants to do that.
Well, if I had a nice arena with 14, 15,000 seats, I don't know if I'd want to give up 2 home games either.
But the Indiana Hoosiers were losers today, and the story in that particular ball game was Bob Knight did not start any of his starters, and in fact did not even dress Jay Edwards and Todd Jadlow, so he's trying to get his folks rested and ready for the NCAA. David, enjoyed being with you.
All right, enjoyed being you. Thank you very much.
All right, David Robinson, next time you see him in uniform, it'll be with the San Antonio Spurs. Our final score today was a win for Illinois, 89-73 at Ann Arbor, and so that sort of knocks down that long streak for Bill Frieder. The executive producer of ABC's College Basketball, Jeffrey Mason. Today's game produced by John Paratzis, directed by Larry Cam. Our technical director, Joey Chavo. Our associate director, Jeff Cohen. Tomorrow, ABC's College Basketball brings you a championship doubleheader. First, you'll see the SEC title game, followed by the Pac-10 or Big 8 championship game. Now, stay tuned for your local news and World News Saturday, except on the West Coast, where ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour will present the $160,000 Budweiser Open. Again, your final score at Chrysler Arena, Ann Arbor. Illinois 89, Michigan 73. We hope you enjoyed it. And that's the finish of the Big Ten basketball season for 1988-89, and it goes in the books as one of the toughest and most successful basketball seasons in the history of the Big Ten.
ABC's College Basketball has been brought to you by Pontiac, we build excitement. By U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start. And by your friends at Anheuser-Busch, who remind you to know when to say when. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
Saturday, it's high-tech witchcraft to catch a black market weapons warrior. Mission Impossible. Then a senseless murder.
There's nothing I can do about that. I can.
It's bad blood between hired killers and a man called Hawk. Following Mission Impossible, Saturday.
I suppose you were expecting someone else.
Boston's Old North Church, that signaled Paul Revere's ride. The beauty of this great American interior has been maintained for over 14 years with Sears Easy Living paint. Today, repainting has created a small dilemma, choosing from 900 of the best covering decorator colors it's ever come in. Sears Easy Living paint, preferred by more homeowners for great American homes like yours.
Sports Finals, Sunday night after Eyewitness News.